What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be Black Ink Crew Chicago Season 5, Episode 13. So, look, this ain't going to be long. Ryan had a conversation with Don. He decided that he's going to promote, with Van and Don. He decided he's going to promote Don to co-manager because he was like, look, I thought I could just collect a check at the end of the month, but clearly that's not what's happening. So maybe if I put, somebody else in charge, see how things go. He was like, and if this doesn't work, then basically I'm gonna just have to shut that old nine mag down. Like I'm just have to shut it down. He also decided that they were gonna go and do some team building in Miami. He invited Rachel. Rachel's doing her thing. Rachel's a nail designer. She does the Terra Nova. Um, and so she was going to be at Fashion Week. I'm sorry, y'all. New York Fashion Week. So Ryan was in New York with her, supporting her, and then they're gonna all come down to Miami. So in the meantime, everybody else gets to Miami first. Charmaine brings Danielle. Vanda went and had a conversation with Bella and apologized and hired her back. So and then the new nine mag is Gina and Jet, who's one of the tattoo artists. Now the rest of the people didn't come; it was just Gina and Jet. Bella, Lily came. Don for Van, Charmaine, Danielle, Ryan, Rachel. All right, so Lily and Bella go straight to the beach and they start talking about getting some procedures done. Now, mind you, last week y'all was both complaining about y'all couldn't even afford y'all daggone rent. Now y'all talking about getting some tummy tucks and some booty implants or getting something done. And I'm like, well, what money? Did y'all pay y'all rent last month? Like what? Y'all was talking about not paying y'all rent last week. Um, Ford said, this is all great for team building and everything, but guess what? I got some other things going on. My management set me up with some things that I want to get done while I'm down here working with some producers, meeting up with some people. So, this is all well and good, but hey, got some other stuff I'm trying to do too. Charmaine's thing is I'm depressed. I'm not happy here anymore. It's just not like the old nine mag. I brought Danielle with me. Maybe we could kind of bring that old nine mag magic back, and that kind of thing. Charmaine. So they're at the house and they doing what they do. They're drinking, they getting themselves together. Bella and Jet flirting. They end up hooking up. She said she met him at the opening of the new Nine Mag, and but she wasn't really tripping at the time. But now, they sort of going back and forth or whatever. So they're sitting around talking. Of course, now they've had a few drinks. And they start talking about, the different shops, the new Nine Mag, the old Nine Mag, what it is, what it isn't, whatever. And it was a decent conversation until Jet says, well, people from around the country come to Namag because basically he was saying because of the show. And, they want to come and see the Namag because they see it on the show or they want to meet some of the people on the show. That's cool. But when they want a real tattoo, they need to come to the new Namag. So, of course, Charmaine and them was like, well, what the fuck you mean a real tattoo? Like there isn't tattooing going on. Or, now, mind you, Charmaine, you ain't tattooed shit. But her point was valid. Like, there was tattoo going on at the old nine mag. Van is still a tattoo artist. I mean, he's been on some bullshit, but he does do tattoos. Ford does do tattoos. Now, I don't know about the rest of y'all. But for him to say that was real sort of disrespectful. You know what I mean? And I can't even say I know what he meant because you had to know that was gonna come out crazy. Um, Don ends up breaking it up because he belched and everybody was like, "Damn, you stink," and that sort of broke up the moment. Then in the kitchen, Lily approaches Charmaine and is like, "Can we talk?" And Charmaine was just like, "What? What you want to talk about?" And Lily apologizes. Does she? Wait a minute, hold on, because I don't want to lie. I don't know what Lily apologized or not, but they end up having a conversation. Now, here's my piece on this. Charmaine did apologize. She said for the good, for the good of the situation, I just said I'm just gonna apologize and move on. But at the end of the day, she was like, I have real issues with Lily, but nobody seems to respect how I feel. Everybody, because Charmaine tried to explain it again and was like, as a black woman, I had a real problem. And Lily was like, I know you a black woman. I know you a black woman. And Lily was like, when you call me racist, man, when you call me racist, that hurt. And I'm like, but again, nobody's really understand, because I understand where Charmaine is coming from. And I'm not gonna go so far as to say Lily is a racist. What I am going to say is that she is insensitive to what she's saying is disrespectful. And that she, instead of defending, just stop doing it. Just respect me enough. If we're even if we're not friends, we're coworkers, and I'm telling you that something you're doing is bothering me and it is offensive to me. The common courtesy thing to do would be like, I apologize and I won't do that again. You don't have to agree or understand, but if I'm telling you that it is offensive to me within reason, then I don't think it's too much to ask for you to stop using the word nigga. Like, I don't think she's asking you to do too much. Um, but Charmaine was like, I'll go ahead and take one for the team. I apologize. It is what it is. But you could tell that she really wasn't cool with it. She didn't agree with it just to get past the moment. She's like, I just, because when me and Lily argue, then it's a girl fight. When the guys do it, it's okay. But when me and Lily do it, it's a girl fight. And I'm just tired of it. Like, I don't want to hear it anymore. So the next day, Bella, Lily, and Jet, they go and do the little froze, the cryogenic thing, the little frozen thing, because they trying to lose some weight. I guess that was what was in their budget. And everybody else goes to the beach, and they supposed to be doing some team building at the beach, but I mean, it looked like they just playing around at the beach, which is cool. I mean, that can be a team building exercise when you getting to know somebody, you just spending some time with them. That could be a team building. Um, but that's what they ended up doing. Now, while they were gone, Ryan gets to the house. They done took all the damn rooms. How, and again, Ryan had a valid point. How the hell we here? I invited y'all here. We're at a team building activity. How y'all take all the rooms, knowing I'm coming? First of all, Don took the biggest room. You know good and damn well that was Ryan's room. You knew that was Ryan's room. You ain't had no reason taking that room. Then Danielle and Charmaine slept in two separate rooms. Charmaine, you invited Danielle. Danielle don't get a room. Y'all bunking together. I don't care who sleep where, but she don't get a separate room. So like that whole room situation, again, it just goes to show how people are just inconsiderate and disrespectful. And let me tell you something about how Rachel ain't say nothing the whole damn trip. I ain't see Rachel say nothing the whole time. But they ended up, getting the room situation straight. Don ended up giving the room back to Ryan after he cut his nasty ass toenails and left his toenail. My thing is, it ain't bad. It's not the problem ain't that you got nasty feet. The problem is you left your shit all over the damn bathroom. He left his toenail clippings just all over the place. Like, who does that? That's just nasty. But neither here nor there. Um, they get the room situation straight. But again, people act like Ryan is so wrong, but that's a situation that he had every right to have an issue with. Like, I would have had an issue with that. The next day, Ford and Ryan go to the radio station, kind of do an interview. Ford talks about his new music and they drop his new single or whatever. And Ryan talks about the new shop. The DJ was like, "Have you fired anybody lately?" He was like, "Well, not this week, but if I have to, I will. I'm kind of running things a little bit differently, and people might have a problem with it, but I'm doing what I got to do, to take care of my brand and take care of my situation." Um, and again, I don't have no problem with it. I just don't. So we get back to the house. The guys are outside having like a little spa day. They're getting pedicures because Dawn said, I don't want everybody else to have any feet issues like I had. So they're kind of doing the guy thing outside, smoking cigars and getting their feet done and everything. And Danielle and Charmaine are inside sort of having a conversation. And Charmaine is basically opening up to the fact that she's just not happy. It's not fun anymore. She said it used to be fun. We used to have such a good time. It's just not fun anymore. I just don't like it, like being there anymore. And Danielle was like, in her confessional, she said, we just need to get Charmaine out of there. She said, because let's be honest, she has no purpose. And I said, ding, 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 ding. At the end of the day, what Ryan said, I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but what Ryan said is so valid when we get to that. But Charmaine, I hear where you coming from, but that's called growing up, boo. That's called growing up. It was cool when y'all were young to drink and party and act stupid, but at a certain point, you have to progress. And if you don't progress, then everybody is going to pass you by, and you're going to be still sitting stagnant. And it seems like that's kind of what's going on right now. Yes, you've done other things as far as working at the radio station and stuff like that, but you are still holding on to this idea of non-mag being this, utopian situation, and it wasn't all, flowers, flowers, roses, and perfume. Like there was some shit thrown in the mix. So, um, but they talk or whatever. And like I said, Charmaine got very emotional about the situation. So they end up going out to dinner. I think that's what happened next. Yeah, they end up going out to dinner. They're all out to dinner, and they seem to all be having a good time. Once again, Charmaine says, let's go down the road and let's talk about your best non-mag moment. And so Charmaine said her best non-mag moment was, basically partying. Um, Ford said his best non-mag moment was when they all got their nines. And of course, Charmaine was like, see, I didn't get a nine. I'm not a part of that memory. Because that's the other thing she was saying was like, oh, it just seemed like it just turned into a good old boys club. Like the women are just kicked to the curb and it's just a boys club now. It's just a boys club now. Um, so then Ryan says, well, my best memory was when y'all threw me the surprise party, like that was all great or whatever. So they had a good time. They took a shot. That's probably where you probably should have left the situation. But no. Charmaine wants to speak. Charmaine starts talking about how, she's been real emotional because it's just not the same. And she just feels like, that this non-mag just doesn't feel the same. And she just doesn't feel like it's family anymore. And Ryan says some good shit. Ryan was like, look, at the end of the day, it ain't. It's not. You know, if I wanted things to be different, I had to do things different. He said, you like the old nine mag because let's be honest, there were no rules. Y'all could do whatever the fuck y'all wanted to do. Y'all could party, y'all could drink. There were no guidelines, there were no rules. He was like, and at the end of the day, you couldn't keep doing that because the reality is that wasn't gonna work. That was gonna always fail because you can never be successful in that type of chaotic environment. And that's really valid. And that's what I've been saying from the beginning of this whole season, that or really from last season, that's what Ryan has been on. Ryan is like, look, how do I fulfill my big fish contract, but still make the moves I want to make and make the changes I want to make for my family, for me, for my brand? And that's really what this is boiled down to. And that's why you got the old nine mag and the new nine mag. Because the old nine mag is the big fish bullshit. The new nine mag is how a real business needs to be run. The one thing I used to always complain about Ryan was how he doesn't run a business effectively, how he just does whatever the fuck, let them do whatever they want to do, and then complain. So now he said, you know what? I'm going to stop complaining. I'm going to do something about it. And I'm not mad at him for it. And that's pretty much what Ryan said. He was like, and the way I'm running things ain't for everybody. So either you on board or you not. Either you like it or you don't. And if you don't like it, that's cool. See you. And if it's for you, all right, let's make it work. So Lily gonna get up talking about some fuck you, Ron, or this bullshit, Ron. And I'm like, really, Lily? Because what he said is absolutely valid. I don't know what Lily got mad about because first of all, none of that was even directed at Lily. It was really directed at, the Vans of the world and the Charmaines of the world. I don't understand how Lily even got offended. But then Van started talking about because Ryan was like, I thought about something. When Ford was going through what he was going through last year, everybody was there for him. And that's a good thing. He said, but when I was going through what I was going through, it was fuck Ryan. Y'all all publicly and privately talking about fuck Ryan. When the shop got shot up, nobody called me. Nobody reached out to me. It was all, well, fuck Ryan this and fuck Ryan that. And how could he do this and how could he do that? He was like, nobody had my back. We supposed to be a family, but nobody came to me. Nobody looked out for me. Nobody called me. And the reality is Ryan forgave them, but you could tell, no, he didn't forgive them. Ryan moved on, but you could tell he was still holding on to a lot of that. And he even said that. He says, you know what? Maybe I've been holding on to all this, but now they know how I feel. So it is what it is. Because, Van tried to say, while you was going through what you was going through, we was going through our own thing too. Okay, that's cool. But understand that, I was going through what I was going through. So y'all didn't have my back like y'all had Ford's back. So we want to talk about family and who's there for each other. Y'all weren't there for me. And you know what? I can't be mad at Ryan. I just can't. I cannot be mad at Ryan. I spent the first season I watched this, it wasn't the first season of the show, but the first season I watched the show, talking about Ryan like a dog because he wasn't running the business. Now that he's running the business, now everybody mad because they used to doing whatever they want to do. I can't be mad at Ryan for putting his foot down now and saying this shit gonna run like a real business, and if you can't get on board with it, then go do your own thing. And the reality is, when they were young, it was cool, but everybody has to grow up or should grow up. And that's the problem with Charmaine is Charmaine don't want to grow up. She want life don't stay that way, boo. I used to be able to party and hang out all night and still go to work in the morning and still be you can't do I just can't do that shit no more. And so that's kind of where the episode ended. So it looks like next week is a bunch of debauchery, but we'll get there next week. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.